Hey guys, Trenton Chappell here, and I wanted to do an intro to this podcast and describe to you what was going on during this whole thing. And I'm gonna start doing these more with the new season, and just talking to you one on one about certain things. This was the first episode of season 6 of Trenton Chappell Live, and we had Virginia Carter on. She is running for criminal court judge, and it was a very exciting episode. And in the beginning, we had a lot of technical difficulties. One, because it was a remote, so we were out somewhere else, and the Wi-Fi was an issue, and a lot of things happened. But we got through it. We had a good interview. It was a good talk, and we just got to know each other more and more about what she's running for, which is really what I wanted. But this is a shorter episode, simply because of time and everything. But a lot of key issues were discussed, and a lot of things that I want to talk about were discussed, and hopefully I can get her on in the future again and have a longer discussion. Hopefully she wins. Best of luck to you, Virginia, if you're listening to this or watching this. But real quick, I do want to talk about something real quick before the show actually starts. The crisis that's going on in Ukraine is a very important one to me, because it's just the fact that there's a war going on right now in my time, it's just ridiculous. And there's kids that live in Ukraine, and they're getting affected by this. So in the description, there's going to be a bunch of donation sites. You can go donate to the people of Ukraine and help them during this rough time, and really go learn about what's going on, learn about the donations sites and everything, and donate to them. But yeah, guys, enjoy the show. It's a very exciting show. It's season 6, episode 1. Yeah, Virginia Carter. As an attorney, have you ever had a case that just, like, was it like too rough, or like it just, you still think about it to this day, you know?
So I mostly practice criminal law in the misdemeanor section, and I can tell you that the cases that really get me are the cases that are shouldn't have ever been filed, and the ones that are filed, somebody is using the DA's office to get something they want, and that makes me really mad. I know there was a kid. It's been 5 or so years ago, and I mean, he was an adult, but to me, he was a kid. He was, I don't know, 19 or 20. And this girl she had charged him with rape. And we got him a polygraph. We knew he didn't do it. And what she was trying to get out of was so her boyfriend didn't know that she was kind of dating somebody else on the side. And so she had to say it was rape. And we got it no-billed by the grand jury. But it's those kind of cases that really get me, because they're not righteous. They're fake. Yeah. And that's just wrong.
And do you think you as a judge will be able to spot that and go, you know what? No, this is in this area. We're not going to deal with that type thing.
Well, as a judge, I'm really the arbiter. So
I want you to explain the judge position to me a little bit more.
Okay.
Because I talk to a lot of people my age.
Okay.
And I go, hey, you guys going to vote in this upcoming election? They go, what election?
Right.
I'm like, it's the judge one, you know.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't know what the judges do, even though we're supposed to be taught this in schools.
No. You're right, because even my clients, they'll say, well, what's the judge going to say?
Yes.
I'm like, the judge isn't going to say anything. So when you're an attorney in the system, you're going to, and I am going to answer your question, but kind of around. Yeah. Anyway, so like as a criminal defense attorney, I would go into court and see my client, and then I'd go in the back to the jury room, and I'd talk to the DA. And we would, after several times of going, like every month for, say, 5 months. We go and you negotiate the offer, and your client maybe does a theft class, or a client does a batterer's intervention class, or a client does whatever. And you finally come up with a plea. The judge has nothing to do with that. And so the judge isn't going to know the facts of the case. The judge is going to get a piece of paper in front of him or her, and there's going to be a plea. And so I'm not going to know necessarily any of the facts. I can't know the facts, because if it goes to trial, then I would already know something about it, and I'm not supposed to know anything about it. So I'm an arbiter. That's what I do. Now, if the person comes in front of me, like my court is going to be a family violence court. So if the DA comes in front of me with the defense attorney and says, this guy has violated the protective order, he's violated your bond conditions, if I see that enough, I'm going to know there's something going on here. Yeah. Otherwise, I probably won't know.
Okay, yeah. Because, it's funny because as a person, I didn't get to vote early. I was so busy, for one.
Right.
And so the reason why I wanted you on today, March 1st, it's not March 1st, but on March 1st,
yes, is
actual election day, where people who didn't get the chance to know what's going on
right.
can listen to this and go, okay, this is what Virginia is about.
Yes.
I'm going to go support her.
Right.
Now, I want to ask you a couple more things about some stuff. All right? Okay. That's my show. I asked you about some
cool.
stuff. I got to talking with some of my friends about some stuff. And what is the most difficult part about being a criminal attorney? Like, do you feel like is it stressful sometimes, or is it easy? What's the most difficult part about it?
I love my job.
You love it?
I love it. I've loved it since day one. I am helping people. The most stressful part about it is probably when you tell others about your job, they think, oh, you're a criminal defense attorney. You must be sleaze or something like that. And that's not it at all, because, like I do some traffic tickets too. And if it doesn't work for a murderer, if defending someone doesn't work for a murderer, it's not going to work for your traffic ticket.
Yeah.
And vice versa. We all are going to need the best representation that we can get when you have a criminal type situation. And so I wish we got a better rap, but we don't.
How are you going to handle scenarios where it's going to something that you're unfamiliar with? You're going to be put under pressure as a judge. You're going to be put on pressure a lot. How are you going to handle that?
Well, I've thought about it a lot, and here's the good news, okay? It is as simple as looking in a book, looking in a code, in the criminal code or in the code of criminal procedure, and the answers, most of the time, are in the books, okay? And that's what they mean by when people say, oh, are you gonna rule from the bench? Are you gonna make new law? No, thank you. I'm not going to make new law. That's not my job. My job is to follow the law. And so that is actually what gives me peace, to think, okay, those books are there and your answers are there, and that's the only thing you can get your answers from. You can't get it from the defendant. You can't get it from the defense attorney. You can't get it from the DA. So is it a little scary? Yeah, it's scary, because it's something I've never done before. But with 22 years experience, both as a prosecutor and a defense attorney, I'm ready for it. I am. And I'm up to the challenge. I went to law school when I was 35 years old. And believe me, that was a challenge, because I taught school and I was all comfortable and etc. And then I just chucked it all and went to San Antonio, went to St. Mary's. Wow. So, yeah, it'll be a big change, but I'm ready for it.
What are some policies that concern you the most? Like something that when you get elected, what is your day one thing that you're going to focus on?
The backlog. There are thousands of cases that are backlogged because of COVID. And so I really feel like as a servant of Tarrant County, as a servant of the people, that's what they expect. And that's what we hear. What are you going to do with all these cases? And so I thought, well, I'll have afternoon dockets because normally everyone just goes to court in the morning from say 9 to 12, and you've got say 7 places to be, 6, the court you're in and 6 other courts. And so you just go from 1 to 1 to 1 to 1, and some will be pleas and some will just be an appearance or something like that. And so, in the past it's been easy, maybe not easy, but we've been able to get stuff done. But now with the backlog, the regular old way that it's been done is not going to work. Has not worked for the last, we've probably been back in court pretty nonstop for the last, let's say, 9 months. And so I know that defense attorneys won't like it, probably DAs won't like it, because you need off time to study up for the next day or, make offers or whatever, but we just got to get it done.
Yeah. COVID sucks. It really did, didn't it?
COVID still sucks.
It does. I want to ask you, I ask every candidate this.
Okay.
What are you doing to get young voters? Like, what are you personally trying to do to get these young people to vote for you? Because guess what? Those are the future.
Yes.
And they're going to get their kids to vote.
Right.
So how are you grabbing their attention and saying, hey, I'm Virginia Carter. You should vote for me.
Well, I hope in some of the community service that I do, food banks, even the glasses clinic, there are some young people there doing some community service. So I can touch them that way. I taught school in Arlington for 9 years, and those kids aren't kids really anymore, but they have kids, and I know I made a difference with them being on Trenton Chappell Live.
The number one show in Arlington.
Here we are, yeah. So it's hard to know who you're hitting with what.
Yes.
I mean, I know Facebook isn't it.
Yeah.
Right. And because that's so yesterday, allegedly.
We were making fun of this with Paige earlier. You said truth. And I was like, wow, it's like saying facts.
It's true. Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
Truth.
I like facts.
Yeah.
I like that too. But truth is, I don't know, it's just my saying.
You should, when you get elected in, just say, don't even say anything. Just go, truth. Get them out.
Yeah. Gavel.
Real quick, I want to give a huge shout out to my technician over here, Caleb over here. He doesn't have a microphone on him because he's not that special, but I'm just messing with you. He took off his Sunday to do this, and huge shout out to him. I love you, man.
Thanks, Caleb.
Yeah.
We sure appreciate it. And he's cute too.
I know.
Yeah.
I make fun of him a lot, saying he's the better looking me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Because we have the beard and the hair, and we're wearing TCL logo on us, but
Right.
he's the better looking me.
Right.
Right, Caleb? Yeah, he agrees. I want to one last question for you, because I know time is precious here, and we gotta go eat dinner.
Right, because my husband is making steaks, I think.
Oh, I think we're having steak as well.
All right, good.
What is your general judicial philosophy? Like, what is something for you?
I want to help people. I want to help defendants get help, and because it's a family violence court, I would really like to keep families together. Someone has hit or injured someone. That's what the family violence thing is, and it's an intimate partner, whether you're living with them or you were living with them or whatever. So I'd like to keep families together if that's possible, and if it's not, it's because somebody just maybe hasn't hit bottom yet, and jail might be a good way to make somebody hit bottom, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
But I want to help victims. I want them to get some satisfaction from whatever's going on. And I guess I want everybody in the courtroom to feel respected, whether you're a man, a woman, there shouldn't be any kids, but a defense attorney, a DA. I just like for them to be able to be heard and not think, oh, she's just, we don't want to deal with her because she doesn't treat us right. I will treat them right.
And we need that.
Yeah.
Well, Virginia, thank you for coming on. I know it was kind of after early voting, but hey, people listening to this now can go vote for you March 1st. And
Right.
if they want more information about you, where can they find you at?
www.virginiaforjudge.com. Also, on yesterday's Facebook, Virginia Carter for Tarrant County Criminal Court number 6, and my personal Facebook, Virginia Carter. And just want everybody to go out and vote on Tuesday and vote Virginia.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you again for coming on,
Yeah.
and thank you guys for watching. First episode of season 6. Tell me how it was. Next episode next week. Special guest. I haven't told them yet. Ooh, it's a surprise. I love that. Thank you again. And
Yeah.
we're out here. Peace.
Vote Virginia.
Virginia.